Hey everyone, how are you today? I hope you guys are good. Maybe you must have heard foreigners living in Siem Reap, they are all getting tested and getting vaccinated. So this week, maybe by today or tomorrow or next, our studies is going to be skeletal because we'll be finding a space where we could be able to go out there at the hospital to be tested as has been instructed or directed by the government of Cambodia. So with that said, I'll be making this video for you guys to be able to follow from where we stopped, okay? And especially to you, is that PC or something, or Priya? Is it Priya or Aria? Don't mind teacher, sometimes I've got this problem with remembering my student's name. I think it's not a good thing, but maybe because of the names, sometimes they look so similar and they get me confused. Okay, with that said, I just would like many of you to do some reading for me, but I'll be discussing or teaching you more than that. We'll be delving into a new topic or subject today where we have to learn the spelling of our verbs, especially the present participle, our verbs with ing. So how do we do them? Especially some of the one syllable words like sit, cap, and all that. So we'll be looking at all that today. But before we get started, I just want to do a recap of what we've done before. Remember articles. Articles, we've got a, we've got an. We use a when we talk about, when we start a noun that starts with a consonant. And we use an when a noun starts with what? A vowel. But there is also an exception when a noun, will look at the pronunciation of the noun, even though some of them might be started with a consonant or a vowel, but we swap the way we say the words because of the way the words are pronounced. I'm going to make it clearer when I go to the workboard section. Well, I'm going to explain in details what I exactly mean by that. Okay, let's go take a look. Okay, here we are. I've told you about this before. Fill in the blanks with a. No, this is an exercise. The one we did before. Where is it? The one we did before. Yes, this one, you've seen this one before. So I just want to do a quick recap. Okay, so we talked about articles a, an, and the. This one we call definite article, which is the. This is where I'm paying a particular attention. Look at what I want to talk to you about today. But just a quick recap. You remember when we use a or an when you don't specifically know something or something is not mentioned before. So say a man crashed into a tree. An elephant can make a loud noise. Also you use a before a noun that starts with a consonant. These are all our consonants. You can see a dog, a friend, a student. Then we use an before a noun that starts with a vowel. These are all our vowels, 5 vowels: a, e, I, o, u. Okay? An umbrella, an idea, an apple. Then here I told you that while choosing a or an, you should pay attention to how you pronounce the word. Example, here we've got our, which starts with a consonant, which is H, but it starts with a vowel, but the sound is vowel sound. So we say our. So we don't say a hour because of the sound is the sound of it's a vowel sound. So we said an hour, even though it starts with what? The consonant. And at the flip side of it, we've got a university. Even though this one is vowel. So we're supposed to start it with N, but instead we're using A, because the sound of university is the sound of Ju, almost like Ju. University, university. So you see, it starts with a consonant sound. So we use a university and not an university. So, you have to take care of, take note of that. So here, look at the place I'm focusing my attention today is the, which is definite article. So we use the when the listener knows something or someone you are talking about. Example, give me the red pen. So the man in the cafe is drinking tea. You see, you use the when you have already talked about someone or something. Example, the man came, sir. He brought the papers that you wanted. You already knew the man, and they're telling you that he came and he brought the papers that you wanted. Also use the when you're talking about a geographical point on Earth. Maybe you're talking about the equator, the South Pole, the Gobi, and all that. I've got a picture where I'm going to show you most of all these things so that they will be easier for you to remember. Have the South Pole, the equator. Here, you use that when you are talking about rivers, oceans, and seas. The Atlantic, the Mississippi. You use that when you are using certain nouns, example, the noun moon, earth, the Buckingham Palace. We also use noun. Okay, this is going to be the exercise, but first of all, let's move over to the picture that I've got to help you to understand the definite article the very well. Let's go take a look. So here we are. I told you I've got the picture here, the definite article the. So we use this something already mentioned, something already known to us. Could your dad sell the red car? Because you already knew about the red car. So we're talking about something that is already known to you. So we use that when we talk about family names in plural. Say the Taylors, the Georges, the Johns, the Jones family, the Clintons family. We're talking about the former president of the United States of America. So we use the definite article when we talk about family in plural. We also use the when we talk about what countries that have plural names. For example, the United States of America. You see, United States, we've got S to their country name. So we have to use what? The United States of America. So when we talk about, the desert or some regions, say the Gobi, the North America, okay, the Atlantis. So here we've got a group of islands, like the Marshall Islands, the Marshall Islands, the Marshall Islands. We have the Himalayas, yeah, group of mountains, call them the Himalayas. Yeah, we've got the Atlantic Ocean, the Mississippi. So we use rivers, seas, and ocean. We use the Atlantic Ocean, the Mississippi River, the River Nile, the Zimbabwe River. We have also groups or bands or orchestra or choirs. Here the Beatles. These are musical band. The Cleveland Orchestra. So we use that with such names. Here also like a museum, like cinemas, theater, hotels. Four Seasons Hotel, the Four Seasons Hotel. Here also we use unique things that are special, like the sun, the world, the moon, the globe. Here you have unique people, like the queen, the king, the president. Also here, you can also say the prime minister. They are special people. Okay? Here we've got musical instruments. We've got the accordion, the guitar, the magical harp. Remember the Jack stole the magical harp that belongs to the giant. giant Olga. So we've got also ships. Here the Titanic. We've got the Santa Maria. Here we've got directions. You have the North and the South Pole. You have East and West. The North, the South, the West, the East. Say the sun rises in the East. Every morning you wake up, that's what an example I usually give to you when I talk about, things that are always going to be true. Say the sun rises in the East. So here, activities to refer to a group of people. Say the rich. The rich also cry, not only the poor. The French, the elderly, the young. See ordinary numbers. The first, the second, the third, the fourth. Okay? I think with this, it's going to be clearer for you to be able to understand the article, definite article there. Okay, with this said, let's move on real quick. Now that we've taken care of those, then we have to come back here and do this exercise. Fill in the blanks with A or N. A blue whale can weigh up to. You've got to take care of this one and this and this and this one. When you're done, then you do this one is where we've got the definite, this one. I will send this one across to you, so you do by the time you finish watching this. Okay? So that's going to be all about it, but I'm going to take you quickly to our boardwork section where we have to deal with the grammar for the day. So we are here again, spelling of the ing and ed forms of our verbs. There are verbs that end in a consonant and e. For example, you've got hope, H-O-P-E, hoping. So when we're doing the ing form, we remove the e and add what? ing. Like date, you see date, D-A-T-E. When we're doing the ing form, we remove the e and put what? ing. Dated. All we need to do, just add d to form the ed form. ing form, if the word ends in e, drop the e and add ing. Ed form, if the word ends in a consonant e, just add d to form the ed forms. Okay, these are very important because spelling of our verbs very, very vital to what we're doing, so we don't get it confused. So here we've got verbs that end in a vowel and a consonant. This we call the CVC rule. See, for example, especially with these one syllable verbs, you have stop, you have rub, beg. You see, this one, the last three words is what? T-O-P. And if you look at here, you see T is what? It's a consonant. O is what? It's a vowel. And P is what? A consonant. So we call it CVC. We always have to look at the last three letters. Here you have rub. R is what? Is a consonant. O is a vowel. B is a consonant. So when we are forming the what? ing form, what do? We have to double the last letter, then before we add the ing. Stop becomes S-T-O, double P-I-N-G. Here rub becomes rubbing. And we're forming the ed part of it. What do? We put double the last letter and add what? Ed. Same goes with rub, rubbed. Okay? Beg, begging. You see, you have to double the G, then begged, B-E-G-G-E-D. These are very important. But we've got an exception. So there's always an exception to the rule. So here when we've got rain, and here we've got, it's not an exception, this one is also a rule on its own. We've got here two vowels. You see, you have A and I here in between, so we've got two vowels together. So we don't need to double anything, we just say raining, okay? And rained, full. You see, we've got two vowels in between, fulling, fooled. Don't be fooled. Okay? Dream. Also have E and A, both are vowels. We don't need to double anything. We just put what? M-I-N-G. Then dreamed, we just add our ED. This one is cool. But there's an exception to this one. When we've got a letter that ends with W and X and Y. Okay? If I don't see it here, maybe I'm going to make a short. I'm going to talk more about that later so you can know. So here we've got listen, 2-syllable verbs. Listen, listening, and listened. Offer, offering, offered. 4-syllable stress, 1 consonant. Listen, offer, open, opened. Begin, beginning, began. Prefer, preferring. You see beginning, begin. See here G-I-N. Have consonant, vowel, consonant. Okay? See what they were telling us here. What they're trying to explain to us here is that when we have the first syllable stressed in the first consonant, the first consonant L-I-S, you see the first consonant here, the first syllable here, we've got listen. What's that? So we've got listen. You see, because the stress lies on the first listen, on the first one, so we don't need to double anything. So we say listening. Offer. See here, offer. Offering. You don't need to double anything. It's already in the cool form. Open, opening, because open, the stress lies in the first syllable. Okay, but here, the second syllable, that's where the stress lies. So here, begin. The stress lies here. And if you look at the last 3 letters, you see that G-I-N, this is consonant, vowel, consonant. So that's why we have to double the N. It becomes what? Beginning. Beginning. So that's the reason why we double the N here before adding our ing. If it is the ed form, which is the past, it becomes what? Began. Here, prefer, preferring. You see, prefer, prefer. So we're talking about the ing because the stress lies on the second consonant. So that will prefer. So here the last 3 letters, 1, 2, 3, have F is a consonant, E is a vowel, R is a consonant. So we need to add double the R here to form our ing form. Also have to double it to form our ed, preferring. The same goes with control, control. This is for, I will talk more on this, but it's good. I'm just telling you all this, but I know your grade, you don't really need to worry about this much. What is important is the one that I've told you here. These ones are for your grade level. But here, you don't need to worry much. When you go higher and higher, this will be explained better to you, so you can be able to understand. Verb that ends in 2 consonants. I'm not going to take this any further than this. I think I've done what I'm supposed to do for you today. But also to understand that we've got verbs that ends in EI, for example, die, lie. You see, these are for higher grade, not for your grade. But it's okay, it's not going to hurt if you know it. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick exercise to do on this one, especially the one that is for your grade, which is these ones, this and this. So there's an exercise that you have to do after this lesson. So this is going to be all about it for today. I think we've really tried for today. This lesson has taken almost 20 minutes, and I know you've got a bunch of activities to do after watching this, and it's going to take you almost another 20 to 30 minutes. So I think I've covered the lesson for the day. Okay, so when I come back to you, we're going to take it from the very first place that I started this lesson with you, and treat everything and review all the exercise that I'll be sending forth for you to do, so that I will see how much you have understood what you've been taught. Alright, so I'll be off today to go check myself out, okay, on the COVID issue. I have to get tested and probably get vaccinated. So I'm going to see you guys when you see me. Goodbye for now, and see you when you see me. Bye bye.